Good morning, everyone. Welcome, 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 welcome. Some of you may not have seen me for the last week. Um, I was in Facebook jail for the last week. I wasn't allowed to share to groups, which was really weird. I mean, I could still post things like that. I post to my group. I was cut off for that for a week. So if you haven't seen me because you watch me through another group, this will be the last time actually I'll be sharing to any groups. I found a different way to get it out there. So if you want to keep following, you're gonna have to go to the Trudging Together group and become a member so you can continue seeing these. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to keep breaking the rules, and that's not what we do here. So um, I'm gonna do it one more time just to let people know, and that'll be it. So great, thanks. So hey everyone, welcome. Today is Saturday, October 17th, 2020. Yes, we're still in 2020. We're still in lockdown. Um, don't worry, November 4th come up soon. That's my running joke about coronavirus. So who knows? I don't know. Be nice to get some good information. If you're here, say hello. Let me know you were here, whether you're watching the live video or the rewatch. The more comments I get, the more Facebook will put it out. So, do you have a topic? Do you have something that you want to hear? I'm more than happy to talk about it to the best of my ability, of course. But I would be happy to get it on. I want to throw a couple things out there before I get started today. I have people, you guys see me all the time, and I want you to know the Trudging Together group has more than tripled, and so has the podcast in the last week. That I mean, and it's not. I'm not saying they're huge numbers. They're good numbers for me. They're comfortable numbers, I should have to say. Um, and there's a lot of people. There are other people that you guys don't see. All right. Jill, who's my promoter, she does a lot of work for me. Okay. So thank you. I wanted to give a kudos to Jill. You're doing some great work. She has been getting me some fantastic speakers, guys. Um, that is really her niche. She's doing fantastic. Jay, thank you very much, man. Jay taught me how to get around everything. And because of his suggestions, okay, because of what Jill is doing and because of Jay's suggestions and you guys, it grew. And it feels really neat because it's become a group thing, you know. Before it was like, yay, I did this, but it didn't hold anything for me. Yay for me. Uh, so, but when I other people get to enjoy in that experience, it becomes something different. Um, to help others succeed, to stop yourself and listen to suggestions from other people. Um, there's been a lot of changes on the page. You guys have probably noticed, but let's go ahead. And that does kind of fit with what we're doing today. But let's go ahead and get to that. I could sit here and talk about that for the whole 15 minutes, and let's get to it. Now that we are sober and living in reality, it's sometimes difficult to see ourselves as others see us, and in the process, determine how much progress we have made in recovery. All right. Before we get to that part, right? Yeah, we're usually the last people to see a change in ourselves, good or bad, right? Because and why is that? It's because we live with ourselves. Like if you haven't seen your grandchild for a little bit, like I haven't, get to see him this weekend. It probably grown freaking 2 inches since the last time I saw him, right? So, but they don't notice that change. They've been with themselves. They're like, oh, I grew an inch. I don't know. It's just the world was a little taller. You know, we need to remember because I hear this a lot. I hear this a lot. Okay, I'm in recovery and I want my kids back. Time. Okay. We spent years and years destroying things. And yes, I know it's a disease, but not everybody is going to understand it like you. So you're going to have to be an example of action, man. If you want your kids back, if you want something back, then you got to do something about it. You got to put action in your recovery. Okay. What does that mean? That means doing the fourth step, right? So what you need to do is you need to become the person that you want your children to have as a parent. Okay. Here's the problem. You don't know what that looks like yet. So don't set any expectations. Okay. I have 4 kids myself. Okay, and they watched me go through the last part of my drinking, and there was a lot of hate. And I could not blame them for that. Okay. And that was hard. I got sober for my kids, right? That and for my wife and my kids, right? Well, dad was changing and they didn't necessarily want to change, and I couldn't force that on them. Okay. All I could do was continue being an example of action. It was all I could do. Now I have, I don't want to say healthy relationships with my kids, but I have relationships with them. Now, I was talking to my son a couple weeks ago, and he's like, "Yeah, Dad, I noticed," and that was really weird. He doesn't usually call me Dad. He doesn't. He would literally go out of his way to not say Dad, right? And now it's just coming out of his mouth. I notice these things. He may not notice them. I'm not going to tell him because I don't want to change his mind, right? But he tells me, Dad, I noticed that you keep out of stuff and you just kind of insert yourself here and there. And I appreciate that. We get off the phone. Love you, Dad. Says it first. Time. Okay. I'm almost 5 years sober. Right. Is it going to take 5 years? I don't know. Just when I thought I was having good relations with my kids, I wasn't. And then it was, and when I finally just got to the point, I said, my kids are old enough. I don't need to be up their butts all the time. I'm going to let them live their life and let them know when I'm proud of them. I'm going to stay in their life no matter what's going on. And there were drugs and alcohol involved. Okay. And I had to be patient. And I tell my children, yes, I know you're doing this, but I'm not going to stop talking to you. I'm not going to do that. Why would I? No. Okay. So, yes, it's going on, but don't stop having a relationship with me. Okay. Because then when the time came, and that was scary for me, that was hard. Okay. But God took care of it. Okay. Then the day came, Dad, I need you. Whoop, right there. Right? Time. It took time. It took a lot of work. It took patience. It took God and AA. And thank you, God. Thank you so much. In the old days, the back of the bar mirror presented us with a distorted and illusionary view of ourselves. They actually do make some of those mirrors a little bit just like, I don't know if they do or not, but they do weird stuff at bars. I was a bartender for a little bit, and I always had pretzels out. Yeah. Man, my people should not have been driving home after I served them. It's a good thing I wasn't a bartender for very long. The way we imagined ourselves to be and the way we imagined ourselves to appear in the eyes of others. A good way for me to measure my progress today is simply to look about me at my friends in the program. All right. Just you remember when we first came into the program and you'd be like, okay, I like what that person's saying and I want what they have. Okay. Well, do a little check-in with yourself. Okay. If you're being honest with yourself, this is no problem. Hey, I really like what that guy's had. Am I doing what he's doing? And it's going to be a quick comparison. Not comparison may be a bad word, but fuck it. Okay. Do a quick comparison. I am doing those things. Okay. You'll get to it. You'll know that you're making progress because certain things will happen. It happens to everybody. Like the day that you decide you're no longer an asshole. That's a big one. Right. The day that you can look in the mirror and say, you know what? I kind of like you, motherfucker. You're a good dude. Why do you keep beating up on yourself? And I stopped. I stopped. And it made a world of difference. A world of difference. Man. As I witnessed the miracles of their recoveries, I realized that I'm part of the same miracle. Just like I was talking about in the beginning, it's a we thing. I realize that I am part of the same miracle and will remain so as long as I am willing. Am I grateful for reality and the divine miracle of my recovery? You bet your butt I am. I'm so grateful. I cried a little bit before I came on here. It's just, happy tears, man. Just cool stuff happening, you know? And I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful I get to be a part of it, is what it is. Today I pray, may God keep my eyes open for miracles, those marvelous changes that have taken place in my own life and in the lives of my friends in the group. May I ask no other measurement of progress than a smile I can honestly mean and a clear eye, and a mind that can at last touch reality. May my own joy be my answer to my question, how am I doing? What a great question. A simple, straightforward question. How am I doing? Ask yourself that today and be honest. I'm going to do it right now. Okay, how am I doing today? Well, I woke up. I didn't have any nightmares. So that was a good thing. My wife wasn't here when I got up. She's gone for 2 days. So that kind of had me down. And then I was thinking about how my daughter's ex-husband wouldn't let us see the children, so I started getting mad. And then I went into pray. And from that point, I've been in a great mood. So how am I doing today? I'm doing fantastic, man. I'm doing really well. How are you doing today? Let's post that up there. Whoever watched, post on there. How are you doing today? Okay? And I hope you're doing well. So we can take measurement of progress, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. Kind of check where we're at. Try and do this for other people. If you're seeing changes in other people, good changes, right? Say something. Say something right in the freaking meeting. There was a girl yesterday. She was coming up on 11 months, 9 months, something like that. I don't know. Okay, her eyes were shining. She was talking. If she wouldn't have told me how much time she had, I wouldn't have thought 9.5 months or whatever time she did have. And I told her so. Right? Because for me, this is about quality, not quantity. I've met plenty of people with 30 plus years who are fucking miserable. Right? Well, and no, that just doesn't have to do with age, guys. No, there's a lot of things that are determined on that. So don't start picking on boomers. All right. They invented the internet, guys. So be nice. Tell, remember, miracle measures our progress. Who needs more? So what are miracles? Well, we get to look around, take a look at them. When my son says, Dad, for the first time, that's a miracle in my life. What are some other miracles? Well, in the beginning, staying sober for a week, that's a fucking miracle, right? Are you eating 3 meals a day? Are you taking your meds on a regular basis? Paying your bills? That's a miracle. You're already making it. You're already doing it. Okay. And all that starts with willingness. As long as I stay willing, the rest of this will just kind of go. Okay. You have to be willing to do that work, that hard work. Okay. But let's take a look at that just real quick because we're coming up on the 15-minute mark. Remember how much effort you had to put into drinking and drugging. You remember that? It was a lot of effort. All the lying, the thinking, the thought process. Put it here and then do it. Then, you know, it was like it was like a fucking circus show, man. Okay, put that same effort into your program. What do you have to lose? Put that same effort in. Put half of that effort in. I'm not saying do it half-assed. It's not what I'm saying. All right. But if you take half of that effort, you'll get double of what's even going on. Okay. So dab your foot in a little bit, man. See what happens. If you don't like it, fine. Here's your misery. Have a great day. We'll move on to the next person. Hey, you know what you need to know in order to come back, right? So, all right, that's going to be it today, guys. I'll be back Monday for the daily reflection. So have a great weekend. Have a safe weekend. And I will see you guys Monday. All right. I love you all. Peace out and have a day.